34. Let me think where I'm gonna jump here. I don't like jumping at tilted towers. And let's go down here and see where we're going. Anarchy Acres. So anyhow, we had the wrestling. So we got Raw tonight and we got SmackDown tomorrow. But I wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on the pay-per-view from last night, and a lot of the concerns and critiques that people had about it, and give you my opinions on it. So now I'm not all too familiar with NXT. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to lie and pretend that I know stuff that I don't. A lot of the characters, and like, you know, I know some of them, but I don't know their backgrounds or their stories or anything like that. So the big match from the oh, hang on, we got somebody here. And you're gone. I'm getting better at this game. I usually get killed by now, but okay, so let's switch that around. So anyhow, I enjoyed the NXT pay-per-view. My only gripe was WWE. Oh, I hear you. Where are you? I hear somebody else. I usually don't get this much action at the beginning of a game. So anyhow, back to the pay-per-view and whatnot. So I don't know them very well. I know of some of the wrestlers. I'm not familiar with all of them. I usually just watch the TakeOver pay-per-views because I just don't have time in the week to invest. Like, I watch the 3-hour Raw every week, and I watch a 2-hour SmackDown every week. I don't have time for 205 Live and NXT on top of that, plus the pay-per-view every month. And as you know, the past couple of years, they've been having up to 2 pay-per-views a month. So that's a lot of time. That's like, you know, 10 hours a week, so 40 hours a month just on regular television. And then if you had 2 pay-per-views. Oh, there's gotcha, son. Oh, crap. Where did you go? That. Keep shooting. Anyhow, so I got sidetracked there. So back to the pay-per-view. I don't know much about the NXT. Oh, hey, AJ Gamer. So anyhow, back to the pay-per-view. The NXT TakeOver was pretty good. A lot of people are saying it was better than WrestleMania itself. I respectfully disagree on that. To me, you know, NXT, of course, is the training grounds before you get called up. And a lot of these guys that are on the NXT, a lot of them are established wrestlers already. Like in the past year, you had like people like Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura get called up, and Shinsuke Nakamura was huge in New Japan, and Bobby Roode was huge in Impact and TNA. Same like Samoa Joe, and you kind of bring them in, and they help out these up-and-coming stars kind of get over. So, but no, I didn't think NXT TakeOver wasn't better than WrestleMania. That's just my opinion. The matches were good, but they just weren't, you know, Dave Meltzer 5-star good, like everybody's making them out to be. So anyway, on to WrestleMania. The opening match, we had the Intercontinental Championship, and it was The Miz who was the champion versus Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Now, I had Finn Balor pinned to win this because, you know, ever since he lost the Universal Championship that he never technically lost, he had to give it up. I figured he'd give him another belt somewhere along the lines, but, you know, they haven't really done much with him or with his character. It's a match, and Seth Rollins gets the win, and he's the new Intercontinental Champion. So a decent opener. I'm surprised that was the opening match, the curtain jerker, as they say. Next match I can remember is the SmackDown Tag Team match for the tag team titles. What a kerfuffle. It was, you know, your tag team champions, the Usos, versus the New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers. Now, the Bludgeon Brothers, it's like a throwback to the 80s type characters. Like, you know, they're colorful costumes and silly entrance music and just a silly gimmick, in my opinion. Just a... They come to the ring in these weird costumes, and the music is just odd. And let's take this juice here first, just in case somebody attacks. Oh, here in the chest. There you are. Oh, you know, you always find that 50% shield, and then 2 seconds later you find the little 25ers that you can't use. Yeah, so anyways, I didn't find that match that good. You don't need these silly gimmicks for Harper and Rowan. They're good wrestlers. Just put them out there as a... But the Bludgeon Brothers, oh my, what a... Come out in their purple outfits, and I don't know, just kind of silly. Anyways, they destroyed the other two teams. It was almost like they... I don't know, maybe the Uso brother there, they got the DUI not too long ago, was being punished. Oh, somebody's shooting at me from behind. That's not nice. Well, I'll take the high road. That's a guided missile, like in here. So anyhow, the Bludgeon Brothers totally dominated, and they are your new tag team champions. I thought the match was nothing spectacular. Definitely not the highlight of WrestleMania by any means. Oh! Just about got me, son. I gotta get running here. Oh, you got it. So anyhow, another match that was, the United States Championship match. Oh boy, that was another one that just looked messy. I enjoyed it. Like, it was, I for sure thought Rusev was going to get put over, but sadly no. They put another belt on Jinder Mahal, And if we all remember Jinder Mahal's last run when he was WWE champion, it was terrible. Nobody cares about the character. Not saying that he's a terrible wrestler or anything, just that nobody cares that he's being pushed. I don't understand why he's being pushed. He's not over with the fans. It's not, people aren't, I don't know. I don't get it. He's not being really booed. Nobody really cares. People fall asleep during his matches, so I don't understand why they're pushing him. I don't know, but anyhow, it was and to throw that many people into a match like the United States Championship, we had Randy Orton, who was your champ. You got Bobby Roode, you got Rusev, and you got Jinder Mahal. Did we really need 4 people in the United States Championship? There's something about Wrestlemania. We got to overload every match with too many people. So it was an okay match, but not my favorite. Yeah, here I'm saying WrestleMania was better than NXT, and so far I've said 2 out of 3 matches I've talked about were not that good. So anyways, the next match, and I enjoyed this one that I remember, it was Charlotte versus Asuka. Now Asuka's 3-year, or 2.5 or 3-year winning streak was on the line against Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Really good match. Really, really good match. And I for sure thought Asuka was going to win. And they threw a curve, and boy, oh boy, was I surprised. But once Charlotte hit that, her figure 8, and she was having trouble there because she was playing up the sore left arm. And I'm like, once she hit it, I'm like, oh man, she's got it. She's totally got it. And yeah, Asuka tapped out, and at the end she said, you know what, Charlotte, you were ready for Asuka, which was, you know, it was nice. They both embraced, and it was, you know, an emotional moment. And I'm like, you know what? A lot of people didn't like the fact that Asuka's streak ended there, but you know what? I didn't expect it. It was a surprise, and I was quite happy with it. So I'm going to give that match a thumbs up, as with the Intercontinental. So 2 for 2, or 2 out of 4 were good. Who we got up next? We got the mixed tag with Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie. It started off a little clunky, that match. Kurt looks really out of place. He looks like he's missing a step or two, and I know he's had surgeries and addictions and all that, and he's gotten over it. But boy, oh boy, he did not look comfortable at all. Oh, hang on, buddy. You're gonna... Bizarre. Oh, what's... Oh, gold. I'm probably going to need that milk. Come on in. Come on in, buddy. Glitchy. Oh man, how do I get out of here? Oh, it loads faster. Tilted Towers is a terrible place to go. This goal is one, wow. Oh, it's really fast. So anyways, so we were talking about... Oh, I hear a chest. Whoops. Terrible mistake. And I'm gonna get out of here. Let's see where we are. Okay, I'm gonna make a run for the border here. So yeah, so we're saying 2 out of 4 matches were good. Dang it, we were talking about the mixed tag match with Kurt and Ronda versus Triple H and Stephanie. Yeah, like I said, Kurt looked a little out of step. You know, we all know his neck problems and back problems and all that. It's all documented. But no, it was a very entertaining match. Ronda Rousey looked fantastic. Triple H totally sold for her when she was pounding on him and beating up on him for a bit. I thought that was great. You know, it makes her look strong. No, overall, a good match. I enjoyed that one. Is there anything in here? No, somebody's already been here. Okay, so I gotta keep my eyes open. And then we had, what was another match that was in there? I know I'm missing, I know there's a whole bunch. I know which ones I want to talk about, but, oh, what do we got here? Well, we'll talk about the women's Raw tag team, or sorry, the women's title. Sorry, I'm just trying to do 3 things here at once. So, where are you, sweetheart? Oh, I'm done. So anyhow, the Raw women's title was up. And it was Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Now, I had high hopes for this match. Nia came out, and before the match started, she destroyed Mickie James. Kind of took her out of the equation. And then the match with Alexa was kind of... It was okay, but it was very sloppy. But in the end, you know, Nia ends up winning, which I'm thankful. She finally... You know what? They gave that woman a title. She deserves it. She's worked hard. She's put in the time. I really enjoyed it. So, well, I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't that. Not as good as the SmackDown women's title match. That was good. That was a good women's match. The Raw one was, you know... I'm glad I watched it, but I'm not going to write home about it. And then after that, we got... gotta talk about the Raw tag team titles. Now, this is what a lot of people were upset about. And Braun comes out and says, okay, I'm going to tell you who my partner is. And basically says it's going to be a member of the audience. Which was comical, because I'm like, oh, it's going to be some wrestler. Well, he picks out some 10-year-old kid from the audience, which was funny as hell. You didn't expect that. And I figured, I didn't sure as hell then think he was going to tag the kid in. Which he did. Kid steps into the ring for a minute, and then Cesaro goes to stand up. Kid runs back out and tags in Braun, which was kind of comical. There was no surprise here. We knew Braun was going to win. But we didn't think that this kid, Nicholas, was going to be the youngest champion ever in WWE. And I wasn't mad about it. I thought it was comical. It was kind of... I figured he had to be a family friend or something like that. No, it turns out this kid is from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And when I read that, I said, you know what? That's top drawer. That's a class act company doing that for this kid. He wanted to be part of WrestleMania, and like, boy oh boy, did they let him be part of WrestleMania. Being Braun Strowman's, I'm like, and you can tell this kid was having a hell of a good time, which is awesome. But there was so many people complaining about it. It kind of pissed me off. Because, you know what? We don't know what's wrong with this kid. You know, maybe he's only got a short lifespan. Who knows? But what's the big deal? You know, they were shooting to have Braun go out there and win the titles by himself, and he did it anyways. So, but I can't be mad when they do something like that for a child. Oh, look at that. Let's get him. Where did you go? that guy go? Oh, I hear you now. Oh, Christ. Where are you? I hear you. I don't see you. Let me hear that again. Boom, boom. Where is that coming from? I need to see where this is coming from. I hear somebody behind me now. So anyhow, I still found the Raw Tag Team match entertaining, even though it was kind of a 1-on-2 anyways, but the people complaining about it and just being downright rude to this kid is just sickening. You know, he's a child. He didn't ask to have whatever had happened to him, so I thought it was great that they did that for him, but anyhow. On to the next one. So we got the AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was the match of the night for me. This was a great match, up and down, one side to the other. Like they tore the place down. It was so good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an big AJ fan. Really good match. Lots of good back and forth. They hit all their big moves. When Shinsuke went for his Kinshasa, I can't even say Kinshasa, his knee to the face, basically. AJ countered it with a Styles Clash, and he got the 1-2-3. Then after the match, they're kind of hugging each other, like, oh, you know, great battle between warriors. And then Shinsuke turned on AJ, gives him a low blow, gives him a couple smacks, gives him the knee to the face, and you've got heel turn Shinsuke, which is good. So that was the highlight. That was the best match of the night for me. It was just fantastic. And then we had the main event. Now, how do you say this without it sounding too mean? It was a terrible match. It was just not any good. And I have nothing against Roman Reigns. I have a problem with Brock Lesnar being a part-time champion, but that's just me. I like my champions, whoever's holding the belt, to be there week after week. I'm not, you know, if you're a champion, you should have me coming back week after week to see what you're doing. And he shows up on occasion. He's hardly ever there. He shows up when it... Oh, you stole it on me. You don't even know how to shoot it. You're not gonna get me. Oh, I'm coming for you. Got me. 80th out of 9. Why am I getting results? I don't want the results. Anyhow. So the match itself was not that good. It's not a problem with Roman Reigns. I said my piece about Brock Lesnar. I don't care for him. He's part-time. He's been on the Stone Cold podcast of actually saying he does not like people in general. So why do we have this guy even on the show? He's like, oh, I can go out and perform before people, but I don't want to talk to people or be around people. Well, you know what? You're an entertainer. You're going to have to deal with it, buddy. But the match, it's the same old crap with Brock Lesnar. Suplexes and some shoulder blocks and you know, some F5s. Like, nothing original. Even when AJ fought him there back at Survivor Series, AJ carried that match because, well, Brock can't do nothing. He's lousy. Oh, somebody's got some music going there. Anyhow, so Roman ends up taking 6 F5s before he loses, and he ends up bleeding pretty well too. But no, it was just not a good match. And I think people are just tired of Roman being shoved down our throats. Nobody cares about Roman, and nobody wanted that to be them. AJ versus Shinsuke should have been the main event, but alas, they weren't. Now, here's where I'm gonna have to bring up this guy's name while I'm doing this here. There was a guy who posted, oops, didn't mean to go there. There was a guy, here he is. His name is Damian Nelson, and I'm going to quote what he wrote. If you were one of those chanting, "This is awful," or tossing a beach ball, or even found it funny, you are not a wrestling fan. Real fans would not disrespect any performers while they are in the ring risking their lives for our enjoyment. Number one, nobody was risking their life in that match by any means. Nobody's doing any high-risk maneuvers or... I'm sorry, that's really stretching it. But at the same point, I'm going to say this. I do have the right to say what I want to say. Now, the crowd went completely nuts, and they were near the end and chanting, "This is awful." And it was 70,000 people chanting, "This is awful." Why? Because this was awful. There was no doubt that it was awful. And as somebody who pays to go to these shows, it's my right to say what I want to say. You may think I don't have the right, but that's your opinion, and I'm entitled to mine, and I'm going to speak my voice when I'm paying to go see a show and I'm not enjoying it. And it's like with anything. It's like this guy that wrote this, Damien guy, oh, you don't have nobody has the right to say that. Yeah, yes, you do. Let me counterpoint your argument that we're not allowed to say anything. I'm watching this NXT takeover, okay? And again, I don't know how to say the guy's name. There's Gargano and Ciampi. Anyways, the whole crowd is F you Ciampi or Ciampi, whatever his name is. And they went on for about 2 or 3 minutes chanting this. But nobody has a problem with that. Do you see how hypocritical that sounds? You can't say this is awful, but you can say F this. Do you see how it doesn't make any sense to me? I'm a fan. I'm paying good dollars to go see a show. I will chant and say whatever I want as long as it's within reason and it's legal and it's within the boundaries of the building I'm in. Yeah, I'm not going to do something that's illegal or get myself arrested or in the trouble. So, to say that I'm not allowed to say what I want. Like, people are yelling and cheering the entire match. You're telling me that's not distracting? But chanting "this is awful" is distracting. Like, give me a break. It makes no sense. Change that around. There we go. No, I think when you're somebody who's paying for a product and the product doesn't live up to its hype, you have every right to say what you want. Like when Kurt Angle comes out, they say you suck. That's just like saying that that's not, you can't do that. And the people are not happy with the WWE product. They're allowed to voice their opinions. And people are saying, "Oh, well, just don't pay to watch anymore." Well, no, it doesn't work that way either. If I like wrestling, I'm going to watch wrestling. I'm allowed to say if I'm not happy with the product. It's my right. Nobody can say I can't say it. Uh-oh. Oh, I dropped too far. No, but just going back to that, there was just so much stupidity of people saying, "Oh, well, you don't have a right to say that because they're risking their lives." I'm like, police officers risk their lives, and they're being told they suck every day, and that they're awful, and that they're terrible, and there's protests against them. But a professional wrestler can't be critiqued, or Vince McMahon can't be told that, yeah, your product is pissing people off, or people don't want to see this. Like, you gotta... It doesn't make any sense. You're allowed to complain. You're allowed to say what you want. Otherwise, they wouldn't have 70,000 people inside in a stadium. Hey, buddy. Whoops. Oh, there's somebody over there. But anyhow, that's just my opinion on the show. Overall, it was a decent show. I didn't find NXT TakeOver better than Wrestlemania. Oh boy, what's that noise coming from? Yeah, like I said, maybe 50% of the matches on the card were not as good as expected, but just the AJ Styles match itself with Shinsuke Nakamura was the highlight of the night. Those guys went really hard the whole time, and it was just fantastic. So anyhow, that was just my little rant about that. What is going on here? I'm so terrible at building. I don't know why am I... Okay, let's get back to some gaming here. Oh. Where the hell are you shooting at, buddy? Well, we're gonna... I should have recorded this one game I was playing earlier. I got three kills and 2 shots. I shot at one guy, knocked him down. Shot at another... No, I shot one. I think I knocked 2 people down, and then the third guy came into the fray, and I shot another missile and got all 3 of them. So it was kind of cool. I just don't see these guys. I know there's guys over there. And I'm well within the circle, so... What are these guys doing? They're not... Well, I'm not going to stand here and wait all day for them to come shoot at me. Okay, my kid's pointing at the TV here. What? Say again? Oh. Okay, let's go and... Even I'm not the fastest builder or stuff like that. I should probably get my button gear. Uh-oh. Who are they shooting at? Where is he? I hear it. That's way too close. Huh. Came from over there. Well, I can't sit here and wait all day for you guys to shoot me, so... Uh-oh. Somebody's shooting from over there. I'm just going to intertwine between these trees and rocks, and if they shoot at me, hopefully they'll miss. Okay, I've got a long stretch of no trees here. Usually you can hear footsteps or something, but I don't hear anything. Run, little guy, run! Oh. Somebody building the stairway up there. I don't want to get caught. See you hiding up by the tree, bud. I have a medipack, so I'll get caught in the storm, but that's okay. And it's almost on me. It's no. Come on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna end up in the open. Damn it, I gotta run over to these trees. I don't want to get caught. Okay. Well, I don't want to use my medic pack for only 20. Oh, I see you, dude. You're not going to get that far with that shooting from that distance. Oh. Thanks, little man. Oh, you know what? I'm going to change my egg. There's going to be people around here somewhere. We're in the final 11. Again, I don't know how I made it to the top 10 or in the final 11.
Don't include yourself so you're in the top 10.
Uh-oh. Those are loud. Uh-oh. I've got a long ways to go this time. If I can survive this little onslaught coming, I'll, oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, I got lots of bullets. Look at this. I'm gonna run into the storm for the moment. It's the storm goes a little slower on certain angles, so I'm hoping I can get ahead of it.
You're in the top 7.
Oh, I'm in the top 7.
You also,
No.
missed, guy missed behind.
That's okay. Oh, what the?
That doesn't make any sense.
How did I get killed? He didn't kill me. It said I knocked him down.
You did?
It did. It said knocked down. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this. It said I knocked him down. How did I die? Huh? Oh, I got the hang on, no. Where is it? What did I get? What? Yes, where is it? Yeah, we got, what is that? Positivity. What, you want me to get rid of the dance emoji? Okay. I'm gonna try squad. Oh, my bum is so numb. Sitting in one spot. What? I can't hear you with the headphones on. Oh yeah, 4 more tiers until we get to the axe. We got 21 days to do it, but I'm pretty sure we'll. Yeah, under a week easily. I gave a shout out to AJLiam2523's earlier. So thanks for watching. So let's do it electro. Look at my crazy camera angles. Positivity. Oh, okay. Where do you guys want to go? Do I have audio on? Oh. Okay, I'll go. But I'm still recording myself though, right? So I'd be really upset if I've been talking for 40 minutes and we didn't record. But I turned chat off, I didn't turn. Okay guys, you guys picked a really far spot to go. The internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. What? Alright guys, well I think this is where we're going to end the broadcast because Telus' internet is just absolute crap. Alright, so thanks for watching. I'll do this again soon when I have apparently better internet. I'll wait till I can. Oh, nobody landed here. Oh, did I do I did explosions again, didn't I? Okay. Okay. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, hey, hey. Well, thanks, dude. Okay. Where are we fighting here? wow. Is he aiming at me? Oh, why is this so laggy? Anyhow, I'm gonna stop this now. Thanks guys for watching, okay?